Hello, friend. Joe at the office here. Today I want to talk about time in Microsoft Excel. So here's everything you wanted to know about time in Microsoft Excel. Have the spreadsheet. So there will be times when you will have a timestamp and need to return a part of that timestamp, say for a calculation or a statistic. So here's a list of timestamps that we'll work with in this tutorial. Let's start with month. So say I have a column where I want to return just the month of this timestamp. So it's pretty simple, straightforward. Month, A2, and it returns 11. Same with the day. In fact, all these are going to be self-explanatory, but we'll go ahead and go through it so you can see it. Equals year, A2, and hour. So Excel knows what you're looking for when you type this in. Equals minute and second. That's it. All right. So as you can see here, we parsed out every part of this date into its own separate field, and we can use that for calculations, adding whatever we want to do in the future. I want to spend a little bit of time on this weekday. So say that we just do weekday. Let's see how it goes. And it returns a 5. So this is a number, a serial number for a day of the week. 1 being Sunday, 7 being Saturday in Excel's terms. But this 5 doesn't mean much to us unless we're using it in a calculation. When we return the day of the week, we probably would like a proper name. So we have a couple options here. We can format the field. Let's go ahead and bring all these down, populate all of our information here. Bam. Okay. So there's a couple days of the weeks here. There's a Monday, a Thursday, I believe. All right. So if we did the same thing here for weekday, let's not do that. Let's just type this in. So we would like to see the text. So there's a command called text that if you put it in, you're returning A5 or A2, and the format that you want to see it in is DDDD, which is the fully qualified name of the week. So Thursday. And we copy that down there. Thursday and Monday. We can see how that works. Say that we want it abbreviated to a degree, so we can do the same thing. Text A2, comma, and then just DDD, and see what happens there. So now we have a 3-letter abbreviation for the days of the week. I went a little bit farther here to learn a new command called choose, and I'm not typing that in, but we'll look at it for a minute. So this is equals choose, and then the weekday of A2, so that Thursday, and it's going to choose what to return. So if it's a 1, if it's a 2, if it's a 3, if it's a 4, if it's a 5. So when it's a 5, it's going to return that TH. And then we copy that down, and you can see what happens there. So there's some useful ways to display the weekday for a timestamp or a date. I want to look at how we might do some subtracting of dates to know the time difference between two timestamps. So let's look at it a couple different ways. So we're going to bring in let's just say a random date, maybe 11/19 or 9/2017 at 10 a.m. You can type these in, or you can choose a cell, and we're going to minus A2 from that and see what happens. All right. Something really important here that I probably should have showed you first. I formatted this column with something very specific. So here's a normal format that you could do that would return a value of hours, minutes, and seconds in the time format. I wanted to see if any days had passed as well between these two dates. So I created this format here, which would be return the days in parentheses and then the word space days. So it turns out like this. So when I don't want to copy this down yet, but this column is formatted that way. So now if we just wanted to see the difference between this date and this date, we would say equal that minus A2, and it would show that 18 minutes and 6 seconds had passed. And when we copy this down, it'll copy that formula down, and we can see that there were in fact some times where days passed between timestamps, and this is over a weekend, I'm sure. So 4 days, 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 46 seconds passed between these two dates. I want to look at if I want to get the days difference between two dates over a long period of time. I would again do this equals, that's Q15 minus today's date, and we get 269 days have passed. And the reason that I get exactly 269 is because this is formatted as a number with no decimal points, right? No, this is just the difference in days. So let's say I want to do the same thing, but I want to provide today's date, so it should always be today's date. So I would do equal that date minus now. So now will always return today's date and right now's time on today's date. So we see it's 181 days, 181.26 days until we get to this date, which is 7/5. So I think that's about it. You could always select this and change the format to a number with less decimal points here. So we could just return a integer. Multiple ways to do that. All right, so I think this is really quickly the information that we need to deal with timestamps, parsing them out, finding the differences between two timestamps, displaying the day of the week in different formats, and then showing difference in days between two dates, and then using the now. So I believe that's it. If you have any questions about time, please leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Please hit like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.